Sadiq Kahn needs to go. Not only is he failing in his job, but his constant race baiting and causing problems with our allies is getting out of control. Kahn has one agenda, and one agenda only, and that is division. Kahn last week refused to apologize for his words against Sergeant Blake in the Chris Kaba situation. He also has feud with Donald Trump and has now issued a fresh attack at him. This clown needs to go. We will go over what was said, whilst also going over all the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Sadiq Kahn has labelled Donald Trump's policies sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic and racist in a fresh attack from the Labour Party at the president-elect. Trump had criticised the Mayor of London in the wake of the London Bridge terrorist attack and has also referred to him as very dumb and a stone-cold loser who should focus on crime in London. But Kahn claims that the 45th and 47th president wouldn't have come for him had he been white. Asked by the High Performance podcast how it felt to be singled out by Trump, Kahn said, "It's personal, let's be frank. If I wasn't this colour skin, if I wasn't a practicing Muslim, he wouldn't have come for me. He wasn't coming for me because I'm 5 feet 6 inches. He's coming for me for, let's be frank, my ethnicity and my religion, so it's incredibly personal to me." He added, "So you know the fact that I was speaking out against somebody whose policies were sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, racist, wasn't because I wanted to come to his attention, because I have a responsibility to speak out if I think something's affecting not just Londoners, but all of us." But the mayor welcomed the prospect of Trump in the capital. He told the podcast, recorded before last week's US election, "I would love Donald Trump, whether he wins or not, to come to London. Let me show him around our wonderfully diverse communities. Let me take him on the Pride March next summer. Let me take him to a mosque. Let me take him to some of our diverse communities and understand that actually it is perfectly compatible to be a Westerner and to be a Muslim, and it's perfectly compatible to treat women with respect and to be a leader and to be a man." What are your thoughts on Kahn? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, a Labour MP has faced a furious response from the public after she pushed for a Ukraine-style Gaza family visa scheme online earlier today. Rachel Maskell, MP for York Central, has urged people to contact their MP to sign an early-day motion to the House of Commons, which, if passed, would establish a visa scheme for people in Gaza. Responding to the motion, Reform UK's deputy leader Richard Tice said, "We do not want people who have been brainwashed by Hamas to come to the UK. We do not want to import anti-Semitism and religious intolerance. The answer is no, no, no." Another user blasted the proposal as barking mad. Meanwhile, another individual launched an attack on the MP, claiming that the Labour Party has threatened businesses, farms and hospitality with crippling taxes, even scrapping the winter fuel allowance from the elderly. They said, "All necessary difficult decisions you said due to the black hole." Well, here's an easy decision for you. If you can't afford to look after the people who are already here and pay your wages, you are in no position to invite more. By this morning, the motion had received 24 signatures from MPs, including those from Labour, Social Democratic and Labour Party, the Liberal Democrats, Greens, SNP, Plaid Cymru, Alliance Party, in addition to 4 independents. The early day motion, tabled on November 5th, has called upon the government to introduce a Gaza family visa scheme, based upon the Ukraine family scheme, to enable Palestinians from Gaza to reunite with their family members and seek temporary sanctuary in the UK until it is safe to return. In its text, the document has highlighted the loss of over 40,000 individuals, in addition to the increasing toll of injured individuals, as well as those exposees to infectious disease and famine. Additionally, the destruction of health infrastructure in Gaza has hindered civilians' ability to access vital medical care. There has been growing calls to implement the scheme amid concern about the impact of Israel's counteroffensive following Hamas's October 7th attack last year. The Ukraine Family Scheme was first launched in March 2022, several weeks after Russia invaded Ukraine at the end of February. Following its implementation, the scheme allowed those in the UK to sponsor a named Ukrainian national or family to live in the country with them, as long as they have sufficient accommodation. According to the Office for National Statistics, approximately 210,000 people had arrived in the UK under the Ukraine Family and Sponsorship Scheme by July 16th this year. Lastly, Rachel Reeves is set to announce major reforms to merge local government pension schemes into mega-funds through a new pension schemes bill next year. But experts claim the move will be a grave mistake. The Chancellor will unveil the plans in her inaugural Mansion House speech to city leaders today, marking what the government calls the biggest pension reforms in decades. This overhaul aims to consolidate assets from 86 separate local government pension schemes into larger pooled funds managed by professional investors. Similar models have been used in Australia and Canada, where public sector pension schemes have been consolidated into larger funds managed in-house. The reforms are designed to enable pension funds to invest in a wider range of assets while reducing fees paid to financial advisors. The scale of the reform is significant, encompassing 86 local government pension schemes with 6.5 million members and £360 billion in assets. The Treasury has not yet specified exactly how many megafunds will be created, saying only that they will soon consult on plans to improve governance and leverage fund size. This initiative builds on previous attempts at reform, including David Cameron's 2015 push to create 8 larger pools, which resulted in only 39% of assets being consolidated. Former Chancellor Jeremy Hunt had suggested by 2040 all local government pension assets would be in vehicles worth £200 billion or more, hinting at 2 or 3 major pools. The government claims a 5% target for local investment could secure £20 billion for communities across the country. Each administering authority will be required to set targets for investment in their local economies, subject to independent reviews. "We're going for growth," Reeves said in a statement ahead of her speech. The reforms aim to enable investment in infrastructure, startups, and private equity on a larger scale. However, some financial experts have urged caution in implementing any drastic changes to the status quo. Felicia Yurtman, the founder and CEO of investment platform Tillit, warned that mandating pension investments through a national wealth fund would be a grave mistake. The changes will also include plans to combine smaller defined contribution schemes nationwide. Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner emphasised the benefits for public sector workers. She shared, "We've all seen the fantastic work carried out day in day out by our frontline workers, and it's about time their pensions started working just as hard by driving investment in their communities." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.